Good morning, people. I'm going to wait for some of you to join. Everybody, welcome to joining. All right, my friends, are you ready for today's live? Yay, there you guys are. It took a while, so it's taken a while. Hi, everybody. Hi, sweet Janet. Welcome, my friends. Awesome. So today, beyond this reality, talk a little bit just about some tools you can start using right away, right now. Okay, give me 1 second. Start. Bernadette, I have missed you. You've been in my awareness, my dear. How you doing? There we go. Awesome. Okay, cool. All right, my friends. Yay. So today we are going to talk about beyond this reality. And, it's interesting. So the state of Colorado, which is the state I live in the US, is now on stay at home, right? And it's just fascinating, like to watch. I was on quickly glancing on Instagram and to watch all these people, I was actually watching Drew Barrymore, and she's funny. She got on camera. She had no makeup on. And I'm doing this from my bedroom, from in bed. This is sort of in the mornings where I work, and it's also where I've been writing the book. So the book is getting closer and closer. I say that every week, but it's true. It's getting closer and closer to being done. And I was almost done with it, and then the coronavirus hit, and not being able to travel and do my live classes all over the world. And so we had to really scramble. And the last 2 weeks have been pretty intense, but from the place of, well, what's right about this? And so I know for me, when I am, or I can tell, like if you're somebody who's intuitive or psychic, or your body's really sensitive, or you're really aware, you'll most likely, third time today, Wendy says, how does it get any better than that? But I love it. So when your body's aware, you most likely will start to pick up things, not even from people close by. You could be picking up something energetically happening on the other side of the world. So a couple weeks ago on a Facebook Live, hi everybody, welcome as you're joining. A couple weeks ago on a Facebook Live, I talked about how, well, we're here, Ola, you ain't missing me now. So a few weeks ago, I talked on a Facebook Live about how I had gone through I had twins in my belly when I was pregnant with my now one son, Duke, but I had twins. And there was a moment when I was 5 months pregnant where I literally had a full body quasi anxiety attack, panic attack, and like laid in bed and just shook for a couple days. And after that experience, I ended up losing one of the children in my belly. And so luckily I have Duke, my amazing I'm a little biased, probably one of those horrible mothers that their kid is like a maniac, and I'm like, isn't he so cute? So but one of the things that I discovered when that happened is that almost everybody that I know that's intuitive, that's psychic, that, works with the tools of access, that knows something, but they don't always know they know, our bodies tend to pick up energy and information from all over the world and we don't know it. So we're sitting in our homes in quarantine or in house arrest or in whatever that is going, oh my God, I feel so pathetic. And it's like, well, like if you're aware and there's 7 billion people on the planet and close to 7 billion of those people are being asked to literally live differently for the next several weeks to months, literally change the course of how they've been used to functioning, there's a little bit of panic and freak out happening in a lot of people's worlds. And why I wrote today, Beyond This Reality. Yeah, so cool. So Ola says my body is going mental. It feels like my insides are peeling. And that's why, hi, sweet Renee. Hi, Sandy. So that's what I wanted to get on here and talk about, my friends, is when you're in that skin crawling, totally freaked out, gonna go insane, gonna like either eat your entire fridge or drink your entire liquor cabinet or like whatever, we tend to be in this energy, right, of contracted and like not great. And what I want to invite you to is that's just heavy. So what that is you thinking that you are a part of this reality, like that you can be affected. And so when we go beyond this reality, and you're like, Catherine, what do you mean, Mars? What are you like gonna put on a spacesuit and go to the moon? I might. Don't tempt me. I have a few phone calls to make. So, but like really, truly, my friends, beyond this reality is literally just asking, what's beyond this? So if you're in panic or freak out or body going through pain, or you're like, oh my God, this is intense, really like, what's beyond this? What's beyond this reality? And so when I say beyond this reality, what I'm referring to is there is a practical linear world where we have been taught up until today, right, that you need to have a 9 to 5 job or work from home or have a pay, like we have all of these orders in place, right, in the linear world. That's reality. Like, don't be too don't be such a dreamer, right? That would be a this reality world. Be like, this reality is like, oh my God, if you eat ice cream, you're going to get fat, right? Like, well, I ate ice cream for 30 days and went on an ice cream diet and ate other food too and lost 10 pounds. That's a beyond this reality choice. And so I did cut my hair off. I'm always cutting my hair. I did it myself. Don't judge. My ex hairdresser, I used to be a hairdresser, so I just took scissors and went for it. So um that's what happens when you're by yourself for a long enough time. And so, beyond this reality is, yeah, cutting your hair yourself. Beyond this reality is, oh my gosh, I'm gonna like follow my intuition and listen to my body. Beyond this reality is, oh my gosh, we're in quarantine and the planet's going through a coronavirus epidemic, but it's more the fear that's creating the epidemic, not the actual virus. And yes, people are dying. And yes, there is like some seriousness to this, but what is beyond it is the earth is the happiest it's been in years. The earth is healing, like the waters and the streams and the air pollution, and flowers are growing out of the desert, my friends. Like there is a world that is happening, and we're also, all of us are being asked to be with ourselves more than now than ever. Are you willing to be content with who you are? Are you willing to be in allowance of who you are? Are you willing to be happy with who you are? And so it's no longer, right, about distracting yourselves. Oh, or cut your hair. Oh, you're cutting. So, got it. So you're going to cut your hair. Cool. Well, take a picture. Let us know how it goes. So my friends, like beyond this reality is like, what can I start acting on today to like build my business. Maybe some of you have been asking, like Simone Milastis, who, is the author of The Joy and founder of The Joy Business, author of Getting Out of Debt Joyfully. She talked about, she's like, I've been asking to be at home more. She goes, crap, I didn't think it was going to look like this. 14 days in she calls it sparkling isolation. But my friends, what's the gift in all of it? And so beyond this reality, so for a second, if you guys want to play along with me, I love you guys. And if you have a question for me, please, I wish you had your hair cutting talent. Oh, thank you. I do have a talent to it. I have a lot of talent. Jiten says 6.9 billion now. That's all awesome sense of humor, and thank you. Yeah, so Kelly says, I thrive on change daily. However, the people I'm around cannot handle the change. Very contracting energy. How do I expand beyond their reality? Well, here's what I want to talk about, Kelly, and I love your question. You expand beyond reality by literally not aligning, nor agreeing, nor resisting, nor reacting to the fact that they need to contract. Okay? So easier said than done. I'm not saying that this is always easy when you're in the moment, because and I did in my Facebook Live yesterday, our tendency, so let's say this is the I'm going to do it with the smiley face, right? There's my smiley face, my Mr. Bubbles. And let's say there's a person and maybe they're not smiling. So there's their not smile. They're not smiling, and you're like, oh my God, I need to address this because I need them to be happy pants. And you're like, oh my God, you're not happy pants. This isn't very fun for me. So they're like this, and you're like, oh man, you're ruining my happy. So you keep going, let me change this. You're ruining my happy. Don't you guys love my props? I love props. Props are fun. And so what you'll do is you'll think that in order to get your happy and not upset them even more, that you will literally dumb down your smile, right? Maybe you'll turn on a frown. Maybe you'll do whatever. And you're like, oh, I can't ruffle the feathers. And so the fact that what you want to ask is, wow, what point of view do I have that I think they don't have a right to be grumpy? Cool. Does their grumpy, if you're functioning in your reality, can their grumpy, how can you go beyond it? So one of the things that I do is I ask a question, how inappropriate can I be? So I'll give an example. A couple weeks ago, before the Aspen Mountain closed down, I was on the gondola, and I'm so sad. I got 75 days in, not 100, because I really wanted my 100-year pin. Oh man, a little sad. But anyway, so I was on the gondola, and the gondola was a bunch of visitors and me, and my friend ended up being on the gondola, and I didn't know it. And so he literally has me, I didn't even see him, and the stranger put me on their lap, and I was like, who is touching me inappropriately? This is not okay. And it wasn't inappropriate. He just had me on his lap, and I was like, this is a little strange. And so all of a sudden I just burst out into laughter, and the entire gondola ride, it's a 17-minute gondola ride. For the first at least 5 minutes, I just couldn't stop laughing. I was like, yeah, happy pants. Right? Like, this is my thing. And then I looked at them, and I was like, even if you guys wanted me to be unhappy, I wouldn't really know how to do that. And they all just burst out laughing. And they're like, thank you. We are so serious. We need your laughter. And so it's so interesting. Oh my gosh, I love that, Renee. It's so interesting. And so what is this event asking us to not dumb down so this is you, right? This is Kelly. This is Kelly. Kelly's like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I love change. I love the animals. I love the earth. I love playing in possibilities. I love to travel. I love adventure. I love to be in the car. I love creating. Like, this is Kelly, right? And then Kelly is around his coworkers and like, oh my God. It's the end of the world as we know it. Right? Cue REO Speedwagon. or REM or whatever that song is. It's the end of the world as we know it, right? And Kelly's coworkers are like, it's the coronavirus. What are we gonna do? Are they gonna shut our business down? Like Kelly's luckily in a profession where it's probably busier right now. It's like Christmas every day. Cause yeah, and so there is like this energy, and so we'll come in happy pants, like with our smiles and with our possibilities and with our joy and with our gratitude and with what else is possible, and we'll go, oh wait, this person is in a bad mood, let me like match their energy, and so we will titrate to their to their to their energy, right? Well, when we titrate to their energy, it takes a whole lot of effort and energy on our part to not be the joy that you naturally are, right? To not be the joy that you naturally are. And so, Kelly, one of the things you can do is when you're happy, is you can come into their world when they're not and go, how can I fuck with their reality? Now, I know that might sound mean, but fucking with their reality is, you can either walk away or you can also then insert like a completely inappropriate joke. Now, not getting you in trouble, right? But how inappropriate can you be? Because you could say some comment like, well, I'm happy all the stupid people are in their homes because the animals are happy, or I'm happy I don't have to ring anybody's doorbell, or I'm happy, like you can make a joke out of it and play. So hopefully that helps. So Renee says, my intuition feels so light to quit my job. How can it get any better than that? And if I'm not tied to anything, what more could come? Allowance of whatever the universe is bringing. Yeah, well, what I've been asking is, okay, so we're inside and we're having to choose to just engage with each other differently, engage with the world differently, engage with the planet different, engage with the animals different. What can I be instituting today? Right? What's beyond this reality? So this reality says, oh my God, money's going to get tight. Well, luckily with the tools of access consciousness, people are going, well, how can we create more money? What are all the other ways? And so what you want to do is you just want to see what's, and I'm in the gift of isolation as well. Cool. So how do I not contact when another is in huge contraction? How do I not contract? Yeah, I'm great before they talk to me, then their contraction becomes mine. So Janet, I think I answered it a little bit. And the first thing you want to ask is, if you're a people pleaser, you will tend to dumb yourself down to fit into their reality. Yeah, they want to bring me down to their levels. Once I get on the road, I'm good. I don't have the desire to engage. Then Kelly, that's all you need to do. Yeah, that's all you need to do. Right? I mean, you could as a freaking joke bring us 12 pack of Corona beer into work and be like, since you guys are all freaking out about the virus, I figured I'd give you something to like make light of it in all these different ways. And so, with Janet and that energy, hopefully it answered it with my answer to Kelly. But what I would say is, if you're a people pleaser, so what happens is when we are faced with what somebody else is choosing, and all of a sudden we get impacted by them choosing it, here's what's going on is where do you think you need to change them? Or where do you think you need to fix them? And is their crap your problem? Now, if you live with them and you're stuck in sparkling isolation with them, maybe you want to choose something different. Like, don't talk to me until you figure it out, right? Like whatever is required. And so, one of the things that happens is when we contract, there is a point of view that we have about either them or about ourselves. And so what I know that's happened for me in the last week, and it's been up in my face almost every day, is if I am intense about someone or something, that's not their problem. It's my problem. It is not their problem and it's not their job to change. It is my problem to deal with. So if I am upset about someone or something, it is mine. And what I know is that that person is facilitating me to get out of my own way. So maybe I have like a problem. So what I ask is, when was I that? Where was I that? And do I actually need to fix this person, or can I let them hang out in their problems? My friends, like now more than ever, we're being given the gift to see what else is truly possible. And, I'm excited because starting on Wednesday, I'm doing a foundation from in sparkling isolation. I love how it's called sparkling. I stole that from Simone. That's not I can't take credit for that. But sparkling isolation, it's like, now more than ever, we're given the gift to use the tools. And if you've done a foundation, you're like, yeah, I'm not going to do another one. Like, good, you don't have to. But what I will say is, you have this amazing freaking manual that you were given in your first foundation. And it's really easy to try to figure out how to figure out how to figure out, so that if you figure it out, then you can change it. Or you can just like start with one tool, right? Start with, who does this freak out belong to? Start with asking a question like, what's beyond this reality, right? So what is possible for each of you if you weren't people pleasing? People pleasing? Anybody people pleasing? Every time we go to people please, we actually cut off our awareness to make sure that the other person is okay. It's kind of insane. Yeah. And so I'm so grateful for Access, because they have been on the cutting edge. And, why the world is quasi shutting down, we're getting online and saying, hey, there's these amazing resources of tools that can actually make your life greater and make your life easier. And so any of you that want to get on an online foundation, there's facilitators all over the world doing it. You can go to accessconsciousness.com. You can look up the foundation. You can come to my foundation next week. There is, an amazing plethora of possibilities. But what the biggest thing is, you've got a giant toolbox. A giant toolbox. Use every tool in the book. And so, like, when Janet's asking, how do I not contract when another is in huge contraction? The best question to ask is, what's beyond this? What choices beyond this I've never considered? What's beyond this distraction, right? What's beyond this reality? Ooh. And am I trying to fit into their reality? So usually when we're affected by another, it's because we've decided something about our relationship with that person. So what have you decided about your relationship with that person? Yeah, exactly, Kelly. He says, I do have several points of views about coworkers, part of that environment. Yeah, so cool. So what's your point of view about your relationship with your coworkers, and what have you decided about each and every coworker? What if your coworkers, you could just look at them like, I don't know, like dogs, like naked bodies, like moose, like wolves? Like, how can you trick yourself into seeing what else is possible? Yeah, cool. So Leanne says, my husband just got laid off. Well, then start asking, what's beyond this reality, and what can you guys create together? It's really easy to go into freak out. It's really easy to go into freak out. It's also just as easy to choose to go greater, because here's the reality. Freak out, in the end, if you do it for long enough, you start to believe it's real. But if you can stay connected to, wow, what's beyond this? Wow, what's beyond this? Like choosing to be happy during these times is the difference that most people are looking for. If you are a comedian in any way, shape, or form, get on social media and I have a friend, he's not a comedian, he's a really cool dude. We went to college together. We haven't seen each other in like 20 years. Went to college together, but we live not very far away from each other, but we're in sparkling isolation. So but I saw him online and he's been playing music every day and just like saying, hey, if you'd like to contribute to me, here's my Venmo handle. And like people are donating money and thanking him for playing as if he was like at a bar and people were drinking beer. So yeah, it's so cool. What's beyond this? You're so welcome, Lauren, Leanne, and keep asking what's beyond this? What's beyond this? And part of it too is like my husband, when our son was 2 weeks old, so I wasn't working. I was a stay-at-home mom. Our son was 2 weeks old, and uh, he, hold on one second. Oh, okay. So he quit his job when our son was 2 weeks old. He was making six figures. We had amazing benefits. We had health, we had dental, we traveled a lot. We got amazing perks all over the world. Like it was just we had it was awesome. And when our son was 2 weeks old, I he came home and he was like, sorry, but I quit my job. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be so pissed off and angry for 24 hours. And I looked at him, I said, you're not allowed to talk to me or look at me for 24 hours. And so like that's what I did. I was just like, you have to give me permission to be totally pissed and then I'll come back to you tomorrow. And he was like, okay. So he did. And you know what, the gift of him quitting is that I now 8 years later have this incredible business. I am a certified facilitator, and I became a facilitator. I had less than $1,000 to my name, and I started this business, and in less than 10 months was making over six figures. So a lot of times we go into freak out and scarcity and lack and fear, and really I love you, Kelly. And really it's just an invitation, my friends, to go, oh, I've been pretending to be pathetic and I haven't wanted to step into my potency. I've been dreaming about starting a business. I've been dreaming about becoming a facilitator. I've been dreaming about becoming a coach. I've been dreaming about, selling my business and doing so like now's the time. It's all right, Kimmy. You're not late. You're just on time for exactly what's required. Yeah. So Leanne says I started laughing and he was freaking out. And so give him 20 get guys need about, I would say, at least 96 hours to freak out. So, Leanne, it sounds like you're doing a really good job. I would give him as much space as you possibly can. Feed him beer, cook him a meal, but don't engage his brain on the fact that he just got laid off, because he's going through a lot of emotions. And if you can just let him have those emotions and you'll be there when he's ready to talk, and then you can ask, okay, cool. Like, what have you been waiting to create? What have you been waiting to actualize? And you may already be doing that, but it's great questions to play with. And then let him have his freak out. His freak out is not your problem as long as he's not doing it on you or at you. And you can just be the space. He will be so grateful afterwards, and you'll actually have a better relationship afterwards. So I'm kind of a geek in that way. Relationships are sort of my secret my secret jam, and I'm not saying necessarily I'm great at them. I just know that giving people space is really, especially men, they require it, because women are like, can we talk about now? 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 And men are like, oh my God, just like go the fuck away. Oh, we're so cute. Yay. Awesome. Yeah, I thought you were a certified facilitator. I love it. That's awesome. So, my friends, now more than ever is the time to engage and use these tools. Now more than ever is to step into what is beyond this that you haven't acknowledged. So, if you start feeling crazy, my go-to for the last couple days when I'm like is I'm like, okay, let me just hug the earth. And I literally say hi to the earth. And I can tell that things are changing. Yeah. pretty fucking cool, my friend. So you're amazing. Thank you for being here. If this video inspired you and you want to share it, please feel free to share it anywhere. These tools now more than ever can help people, and it's just a choice. So thanks for being here. And from my quarantined, you're choosing to do CF. That's awesome, Leanne. Yeah. Well, I'm doing a foundation. If anyone who is on the CF path needs a foundation, Gary, for the next few months, is allowing foundations to be taken online. And mine starts on April 1st. April Fool's Day, no, it ain't no joke. Online foundation. And so if any of you need foundation as part of your requirement, you guys are certainly welcome. You can go to accessconsciousness.com, and there are facilitators all over the world that are now doing it online. Find someone you connect to, find someone you relate to, find somebody you like, find somebody. But even if you, like, we've talked about people who've done it and like, oh my God, I had the worst facilitator ever. And it was like, but I didn't care because I had this manual with all these amazing tools, and the tools were what changed us, not the facilitator. And that's what's really important, you guys. These tools are what change you. The facilitator is a conduit, and it's, hey, it's great to have a great teacher. It's great to have somebody who makes you laugh and can facilitate and sit back and ask you the questions that you don't know to ask so that you have the awareness you need. So amazing to do that. But regardless, these tools, which is why Gary allows people to facilitate, it's the tools that are the change. Okay? So I love it, Leanne. Yeah, girl. Well, anything I can do to support you, let me know. Sonia, you rock too. Much lighter. Thanks, Catherine. You guys are so welcome. So thanks for being here. I'll be here tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel. And if you have a topic you want me to talk about, or you have something that's up in your world, send me a message. We'll go live. I don't know what I'm going to talk about tomorrow, but I'm sure something will pop up between now and then. And I adore you guys. Thanks for being here. Bye for now.